Hey, Belen.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Good.
Oh, are you ready for this tour de force through my cultural heritage of food?
I love cereal, so I'm excited about this. I haven't tried these two,
So yeah, I'm excited because when we first kind of thought of this idea and in the bowl of presents, immediately my brain went to cereal.
Yeah.
Because growing up in the middle of Kansas, it was a very limited palate. Let's say that. It was a very limited cuisine and course. And there was lots of like casserole options, and there's lots of like simple like meat and potato kind of options. And I just like, we didn't really have those on bowls. Bowls was really for very specific things. And one of those things that just jumped into my head, thinking about my days in Kansas, was cereal. We had it for breakfast, lunch, dinner. We had it all the time. And I was like, I want to share with you some cereal today. So you get to pick where do you want to start? I mean, I got 3 classic. All these were in my childhood, my favorites. Where do you want to start?
Let's do the Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Crisp, yes. I was hoping you'd start there. Okay. So while I'm opening and pouring.
Are you like, what kind of cereal are you, like cereal then milk?
Yeah, I'm cereal then milk, and I'm about a 2-to-1 ratio.
Okay.
About a two parts cereal. Let me be a good host here and pour your cereal first. I won't pour a lot. We have a lot to go through here. and 1 part milk, but you do it any way you want to.
Okay.
Now on this, let me start with a very simple, straightforward question.
Yeah.
You have some of the most amazing hair I've ever seen. And everybody knows it, and I feel like it should be acknowledged more often. So how long, Belen, does it take you to make your hair look as awesome as it does? Each morning, roughly, give me a time. Hour, 2 hours, half a day. Like, I'm wondering, I have this image of you getting up at 4 a.m. to start. So.
What? No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So no, it doesn't take me half a day to do my hair. It's, I had to train my hair to be like, naturally it's curly.
Oh,
but
okay.
when I say training, like for it to stay the way it is, it wasn't like this growing up.
Right.
I used to have braids. I used to braid my hair, and then I would unbraid it the next day. I was very impatient with my hair.
Oh, okay.
But it was like also patience at the same time, because you're like braiding once, you know. So it takes about, like, on average, I want to say 30 to 40 minutes or so. Okay. It just depends. So like, I don't wash it on a daily basis because it'll be too much maintenance.
Right.
So I have like the right amount of, I guess like creams or whatever that I use. I change it up from time to time. I don't know if you've heard this term before.
No, I haven't. None of this. Everything that you were saying is completely foreign to me.
But like, there's a pineapple style hairstyle where you put your hair in like a pineapple form whenever I go to sleep, so that it doesn't like frizz up that much.
Really?
Yeah. So like, if you've seen as long as you've known me, like you've seen my hair like expand at times.
Yeah. Yes. And it's amazing.
Like, bigger.
Yes.
So it's like day 2, day 3. Like sometimes it gets bigger. So it just depends. But it takes some time for sure.
It takes some time. And the fact that you started to answer that question by saying you had to train your hair, right there, friend. That's why it's rock star. You know, it's like Steph Curry hair. Again, to me, it inspires me. I don't know how it does the things it does. You know, all that kind of good stuff. So
yeah, but I used to like hand curl at times. It was just you experiment. It was really good.
All that hard work is paying off. Yeah. What do you think of the Cookie Crisp?
It's like chocolate chip cookies.
Right?
Chocolate chip cookies. It's amazing.
So this is how my mom justified it, and I'm spilling already. This is how my mom justified it growing up. She said there's vitamins in cereals. So there is. Along with that, like in the copious amounts of sugar.
Yeah.
But there is just enough vitamins. And then the milk, and then like it's just a healthy meal. But Cookie Crisp is near and dear to my heart. The reason that it was there, because it was on the more expensive side of cereals. We were kind of a poorer family. And every time my mom would bring home Cookie Crisp, it was like, what are we celebrating? It was the celebratory cereal.
That's so sweet.
Yes, yeah, it was super sweet, actually.
Do you drink the milk afterwards?
I always drink the milk. I'm gonna pour us like smaller bowls because there's a lot of cereal out there. All right, so next question. And we'll get to our next cereal here in a minute, but I gotta give us time to eat it. You love photography, right? Yeah, I love that. So if you could have a whole day, it's all paid for, but have a whole day to photograph any one thing, one subject, what would it be? Like, it could be anywhere in the world, or it could be anyone in the world, or it could be anything in the world. But you had a whole day, had all your equipment, had all your awesomeness, and you had one day with a subject. What would it be?
Wow, that's a really good question.
Thank you. Mr. Cookie Chris talking. It inspires me.
I've always had this dream, and I hope I accomplish it one day, but my dream is to go back home to Eritrea. And so in my day, I would spend going back home to Eritrea and taking pictures of children. Because that's like where you see like God's beauty, if anything. And so I would probably spend that whole day just gathering everybody from like different cities or so and just taking pictures of them.
And the kids, the children specifically.
Yeah.
Talk to me just a minute more about like you seeing the beauty of sort of God in kids.
There's a sense of like freedom with kids that I think, unfortunately, when we get older, we don't really have because life happens, you know?
Right.
And so you see like the excitement, and you see like them looking at the camera, and you know, you just see their eyes and the beauty in it. So I think I've always resonated with that, and it's also just a part of me. Africa in general is like shown as not as exciting when there's like so much beauty and excitement in Africa. So I think that's another way of showcasing how beautiful the country is. So that's what I would say.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that so much. I just love that so much. Because part of the reason I chose this cereal thing too. It's a kids food. Yeah. It's one of the few kids meals that I ate very consistently as a kid and still like love to this day. And it brings me back to that innocence I just love that. I love that so much, and that you get to experience that sort of on your home turf.
Yeah.
Like that would be amazing. Nice. I love that. I love it. And I've taken a few trips over to Kenya, sort of the eastern part of Africa, and that whole area, as far as I'm concerned, is just gorgeous. Now, you have that option of either doing like the petite, taking the milk and like doing that, or I just go on. When you get down there,
I have 3 more.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm gonna join you in the tradition of how you should drink.
Yeah, you should do it. Oh my gosh, that's so good. That's so good. Cheers. All right, here's cheers. Oh, well done. You're doing it right. No, you're just classing up something that's probably not that classy. All right, so which one are we going to go with next one? Are we going to go with...
We did chocolate.
We did chocolate.
Let's just do the wheat because the crunch, Rice Krispies is going to be...
Snap, crackle, pop. Yeah, at the end. Yeah, I'm actually so glad you left that. Okay, so a story on this. A story of this. And is... If the Cookie Crisp wasn't sweet enough for you, Golden Crisp takes it to a whole nother level. and here's the thing about this. For me, it was this whole idea of the honey almost in it coming together with the artificial sugar.
Okay.
Coming together with the high fructose corn syrup. I mean, the whole thing. But then the texture of it is like you're almost eating a nut.
Really?
Like you can even see, like it's almost peanut.
Like a corn nut.
Yeah, like a corn nut. Exactly. It's like a corn nut. And so you almost get this crunch that's on a different level than almost any other cereal. And I just love that because it was almost like you were eating something healthy, like a nut or something like that. insanely sweet. All right, so we're gonna. It's just insane.
All right.
So I'm gonna pour you a small,
Please do.
small bowl of this, and it's gonna crunch, and then it's gonna puff.
Wow.
And us, again, you have to be sort of a high-level cereal eater
To know
even
that.
know this insanity. And this is how much I ate it when I was young. This is how much cereal was happening. I'm going to try to be very careful here. Is that good? Oh, too much. No, it's good. All right. I'm going to pour it. Okay. So next question is, and speaking of, because you have obviously lived in a few different places. You've obviously visited a few different places to love. Part of the thing I love about this team is that we've experienced multiple different spaces and cultures and kind of communities. What's the coolest? What's the coolest place you've ever lived or visited? What's the coolest?
So,
And I put that to you in that term, coolest, and not temperature. But what is what is the coolest place you've ever lived? Yeah, a little bit warm up. Oh, you're good.
Yeah. So I've only lived in Ethiopia and LA.
Okay. But you visited a lot of places.
I've visited different places for sure. Now living places in the future that might look different. You know?
Right.
I'm definitely open to it.
But any place that you've experienced.
The coolest place I've ever experienced. I have two in my head, but I'm just gonna pick one. I'll say Dubai specifically because it's a developing country and it's beautiful. It's like it has so much history also, but it's just like constantly growing.
Right.
That was probably the coolest because it was. It's just you just see luxury everywhere, but then at the same time, it was culture is really beautiful. You feel very safe. Safety's a big thing. I went there for my cousin's wedding, and we were there for about a week. And I talk about it so much, like I went to it yesterday, but it was in 2016. Yeah, that was probably the coolest because we also went to like Abu Dhabi and like we did like camel riding. We did all these like different experiences. Oh, the other thing that was really cool about my experience there was I did a photo shoot for my cousin in the desert. Like a couple days before her wedding, she asked me, and I was like, "Yeah, like I would totally do it."
Oh my gosh!
And it turned out so pretty, and to the fact that like they printed it for the day of the wedding, which tripped me out.
Oh my god! And that is crazy.
That was really, really crazy. So just a lot of memories tied to that like location for sure. But it was really good.
Oh man, that's legit. It is a cool place. I've never been, but I've heard lots of cool things about it. And I've heard like the police, like the police cars over there, are like Lamborghinis or something. Like they're high, like because every other car over there is like super high end.
It's just some of them. There's like huge malls.
Oh my gosh.
And then the food is great. Like when I say safety, it's like you feel safe walking around there too. So like my mom has lost her passport in the airport once in the like Dubai airport.
No way.
But she found it, or like they brought it to her because she reported it and then they got it back.
What?
Like, do you hear that here?
No, ever. So, you lose your passport here. And,
it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. It's already has another person's photo in it. You know, like it's crazy. So what do you think of? I know you haven't had. What do you think of Golden?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. It has, like you said, and like a nutty consistency for sure.
Something going on there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why, and I really believe it was like my guardians, my mom and my grandma, trying to give me something that's halfway good that they knew I for sure was going to eat. Because I didn't think I was a picky eater, but now looking back on it, I was a pretty picky eater.
Yeah.
But again, a very, very defined palate, right? You know, like I did not like. I love having lunches with you and with Stella because like it's all this variety.
Yeah.
It's like just bring everything here, and I'm like,
switch it up.
I will have a steak and a baked potato. Like that's like a very Kansan thing. Like here's one protein and one starch.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling really healthy, you start with like a side salad. but you cake it in ranch. Ranch dressing. There's no salad there. There's like little wilted iceberg lettuce and some ranch.
You can't find ranch anywhere else outside of the U.S.
No, that is a crazy thing. I have looked for it. I've looked for it in Europe. I've looked for it I have not seen it. Okay, as you're feeling your blood sugar rise.
Yeah, it's rising.
We're both heading toward diabetes, unfortunately, right now. So, as long as I've known you, you've had this amazing, like, creative streak and this imagination. So I'm curious about this question. What is your favorite fictional character? It could be from a movie, it could be from books. Favorite fictional, a creative like you has to have experienced a lot of characters throughout her day, and whether again movies, books, whatever it is. What's one of your favorites? Maybe it's too much of a question to ask you what's your favorite. What's one of your favorites?
Till this day, I watch cartoons. I will watch cartoons till it's time for me to go.
I love it. Cereal and cartoons.
Honestly, fits. Favorite character.
All right.
It's hard now.
And I almost asked you like favorite movie character just to narrow it down, but whatever you want.
So my favorite show growing up, like Saturday mornings, was Recess.
Okay, yeah, classic.
And so I think all of them are my favorite. I'll just pick the show specifically because it was what I thought middle school would be like.
You were horribly disappointed, weren't you?
Oh my god, I was so disappointed because I thought that's how middle school was supposed to be like, and it's not.
Wow.
It's not as exciting.
Not even close.
But
the best version of middle school ever was Recess.
Actually, okay, so I'll give you two. So,
I love how you're just like making up your own rules.
I know, I'm sorry. So, because, Recess is one of my favorites, but my ultimate favorite is Magic School Bus.
No way. You're a Magic School Bus fan?
What?
Oh, I love it. Run on the Magic School Bus. Yes.
I
Miss Frizzle.
Miss Frizzle is my favorite character.
Oh my god.
Why? Because she would like take you on this journey of like exploring the world, but at the same time it was like fun, That is what I wish elementary and middle school would have been. Because if I had her as a teacher, what?
Dude, right? She ruined it though. She ruined it for all elementary students.
She ruined it.
You're not Miss Frizzle. Where's your magic?
Pissed off.
I know, right?
Yeah. So, and it's crazy because like back home the school that I went to back home, it's called Magic Carpet.
Magic Carpet.
And so when I came to the States and I found out about Magic School, it's kind of silly.
It's kind of silly. It
has the word magic.
Magic Carpet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that makes it even cooler. Oh, I gotta look these up. I gotta look up Magic Carpet.
Yeah, I was like Magic Carpet something, and it was it's just so funny. But Magic School Bus, forget. I love Recess. Sure.
All right.
Magic School Bus is like my go-to.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I love that so much. I love that. And my kids. So I was just on the back end. I discovered Magic School Bus actually in college, and I loved it because I'm with you. I still watch cartoons to this day.
Yeah.
And I did watch Recess a little bit as well. I remember eating one of these kind of cereals, watching Recess, but right before Recess was Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Just with like 5 years before that. So I wasn't a Disney kid at that time. I was a Nickelodeon kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hey Arnold, and then Recess later on. Oh boy.
And Doug.
Doug. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Nobody ever talks about
and
Doug
Pepper
anymore.
Ann.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Nobody talks about those anymore.
No, Pepper Ann was
gone.
only like a couple of years, but it was just great.
Right. Yeah. All right. Are you ready for the final everything? The classic. Right? The classic. And it's very classic. So the reason I chose this, besides just that it's classic, and I love it. They even have like scan here for recipes. We made consistently 3 or 4 different other desserts with this. So there's of course the classic Rice Krispie treat, right? And my grandma would make that like in a bowl, stirring the marshmallow and all that kind of stuff. We'd also make these things called chocolate covered peanut butter balls.
Okay.
And so it's Rice Krispies, melted 3-to-1 ratio melted peanut butter and butter.
Oh my gosh.
And then covered in a mixture of dark chocolate and milk chocolate and semi-sweet chocolate. I know, right? And only the holidays. Only the holidays we would make that.
Makes sense, yeah.
And there was a couple other things that we tried out, but those were like chocolate peanut butter balls for Christmas, Rice Krispie treats, 4th of July, Easter, like all the warmer month holidays, Memorial Day, these kind of things. And then of course, though, we also did enjoy it straight. So the last box is being opened, and so the last question needs to be asked. Okay. And it's kind of straightforward. Yes. I have to cheat sheet it now. I like had it in my head, and I got all nostalgic with Rice Krispies. All right. So I have a feeling you've had some fun adventures with your family. That you and your family have had some fun times together. Give me your funniest moment that involves you with your family. Funniest moment. You could take that as an embarrassing moment. You could take that as we laughed so hard we whatever. Or you could take that as whatever you want. But the funniest moment you've experienced. I'm not going to be able to eat this, but I want to eat some more. Funniest moment. Funniest story. And you can pick a couple if you want to. You've got a couple classics. Yeah, absolutely. But funniest moment.
Funniest moments.
With your fam bam. I think this will be enough, man. I'm just getting so full. I'm just powering through it. It's cereal. I have to eat it.
You're doing good. Funniest moment.
I'm glad you're a stirrer, by the way. Like, some people have looked at me weird, like, when I put the milk in, I stir it up.
When they just start eating it?
They start eating it, right? Like, it's so weird. Yeah, I don't do that. Funniest moment, with the family. I know, right?
There's too many of them. Okay, so
I had a feeling.
I'll say this memory is just sticking out really, really strong right now. This is back home.
Okay.
So I moved to the States when I was 7.
When you're 7,
so,
okay.
This is still back home. So my dad is driving the car. I think we were coming back from visiting family or something like that.
Right.
And seatbelts didn't exist, by the way.
Okay.
So I'm in the back seat, and I'm laying down in the back seat.
You're laying down in the back seat. Yeah. No seatbelt.
No seatbelt. Okay. Laying down, sleeping.
Okay.
And I think it's my dad and probably my mom or my sister. Somebody else is in the car, but I know for sure my dad was there. And so I think either he had to stop really fast.
Okay.
And I tumbled in between like the back of like the seats.
Okay.
And the back seat. And I'm right in the middle.
Oh gosh.
And I think I like woke up and didn't know what was happening. Like, how did I get here?
Right, just jarred awake.
Yeah, and so like I think the way my dad told the story, everybody was laughing so hard. No one asked like, "How are you? Are you okay?"
Yeah.
It was just like, "Were you okay?" No, Dude. It was just like, "Oh my god, you fell."
Literally just laughing at you, directly at you.
Laughing at me.
There's no laughing with you on that.
No. I think, because it just reminds me of the other time in the States. Okay. I was older, on a bunk bed, sleeping.
Oh, not the bunk bed. Bunk bed story is a classic.
And I was reaching for something.
Okay.
And I fell.
Oh, top part of the bunk bed? Oh, no.
And I fell pretty hard. And all I did was scream my sister's name. And all of like my sisters, I have 2 sisters. My sisters and my parents and my mom came in and like, again, you okay? While laughing so hard. I'm like, this is a repetition. Doesn't matter what year it is. You guys are doing the same thing.
It's amazing how deeply family cares, right? Dude.
So all I do is just laugh.
Just laugh. You guys laugh pretty easily as a family unit.
Yeah, my dad is a jokester.
Oh, no way.
both my parents are. My mom, you can't tell because she's just like very quiet and like timid and stuff.
Right.
But she is one of the most sarcastic people I know. And so both my parents being sarcastic ends up having 3 girls that are sarcastic.
You guys deeply sarcastic. Like
I'm sure you've seen it at this point.
Yeah. I've seen it show up every once in a while. Like.
But yeah. So we definitely get our sense of humor from them.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, Belen, thank you for sharing a bowl of cereal. 3 bowls of cereal with me, going down memory lane, childhood lane. Childhood was like the theme of this time together. I love it, you know?
Yeah.
And I hope one day you get to go back to Eritrea and take pictures, not just all day, but all week, all month, of the amazing kids of that region. So
thank you so much.
And are we completely full on sugar and carbohydrates? Yeah.
I think I should probably need a glass of water or something.
Okay. Water and a nap.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Belen.